rebluing your firearm right now on Pirate Firearms and Reloading. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. So today I am going to be bluing part of this firearm at least. So this is my model 1873. This one is a Uberti reproduction. This is the competition variant and it is an awesome rifle. I will do a full video on it in the coming weeks or months. I've been promising that for a while, but it's gonna happen. This is my favorite traditional lever gun. You've all seen my series on the Citadel. That's your modern, tactical, whatever the hell you want to call it, lever gun. This is the traditional. Recently, I picked up two little upgrades from it. This is the competition variant, so most of the things are already upgraded on it. It's just a bit slicker and nicer. However, the two objections I had to it was the trigger was rather heavy, even though I did a full polish on everything. It was still, 5-ish pounds. I have purchased a Shotgun Boogie Gunworks trigger spring and fitted that recently. That has made a substantial difference. And at the same time, I have also purchased this, what we happen to be bluing today. This is also from Shotgun Boogie Gunworks, and this is the 66 style loading gate for a 73 rifle. So the 1866 rifle had a, possibly you'd call it a better loading gate. And as you can see from the end, it is scalloped all the way to the end. On the 73 models, that scalloping like you see here rounded out at the back was actually repeated on the front face. And so you'd sort of push the loading gate open as you do, and it would kind of foul the projectile. Made loading a lot more difficult. The 66 style, like this one here, is substantially better. I fitted this a couple of weeks ago and I've been testing it out. It is fantastic. It does come in a raw polished steel fashion though. It does not come blued like the factory one would have. So as you can see, there's a mixture of color case hardening, the dust cover, the barrel, they're blued. So I want to blue this to match the rest of the rifle and make it look factory. There's nothing wrong with the way it looks, don't get me wrong, in the side block plate. To have a, a bright steel loading gate, it doesn't look terrible. I just want it to be blued. Right. What we're going to do today is we're going to use Birchwood Casey's Puma Blue. So this is typically referred to as a cold blue. It's not put in a bath or anything like that. And really, it's more of a touch-up thing. You can definitely, and it even says, complete reblue. So if you've got an old rifle, the barrel's a little sad, or some of the bluing's a bit sad, you can, polish that thing back to raw and use this product, no trouble whatsoever. There is a whole set of instructions that come with it. They put the basic stuff on the back. So you're also going to need the cleaner and degreaser. So you can actually get this all as a kit as well. And they give you some little like cotton fluff ball things on a wire strainer. Your standard old cotton ear tips do work as well. You just got to watch you don't leave lint from those behind. So essentially you apply it and you let it work for about a minute and then neutralize it with water. After I've neutralized it with water, I do like to use WD-40. That really brings out bluing anyway, and that's my go-to for protecting bluing in the first place. When you live 200 meters from the ocean, salt sea spray, things tend to rust. WD-40 does a fantastic job stopping that. So what we're gonna do is degrease this first. We're gonna put the bluing on it, and you let it sit for about a minute. Now you can do this multiple times if you're looking for a darker shade. Some metals will take to the bluing quicker than others. You can leave it on longer if you really want to. You just got to be careful because, this is essentially eating the finish of the metal. I've heard it referred to as a controlled rusting in the past, and chemically, technically is. So a good set of nitrile gloves to protect your hands. Obviously, you're going to want to have some form of eye protection as well. You don't want this stuff in your eyes. So we're going to put these guys on just like that. So let's start. We're going to take that top layer of paper towel. Paper towel's doing two things for me. It's protecting my work surface, but it's also going to be used to help clean. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to invert that bottle and put a little bit of this cleaner degreaser on. So if you had like a rough metal part or something like that, it won't take to the bluing as well, and it won't give you as nice a finish as if it was highly polished. Thankfully this one comes highly polished, so I don't have any extra work to do. So yeah, if it's not polished, you're obviously going to want to spend a little bit of time polishing that up. I mean, it depends on the result you're looking for too. You mightn't care. You might just want to touch it up a little bit. But certainly if you're going to do an older firearm, you know, with a nice blue barrel, you'd really want to get that like a high polish before you start bluing. So there we go, folks. It is nice and cleaned, degreased. All residue has been removed. Right, so we'll recap that so we don't spill it and make a mess everywhere. Now, this stuff is like a paste. You can kind of shake it and mix it up if it has settled. And it's this weird sort of blue color. And you're just going to want to squeeze a little bit out. That was probably way too much to start, but we'll do it anyway. I'm not so worried back here where the screw attaches to the inside of the cover plate. So we're just going to use that as a handle, and we're going to smear this all over the place. And you can already actually see some color developing in the steel, and that's a good sign. It means it's going to take really well to the surface. So you want to spread this around as even as possible and get all the surfaces. Something like a loading gate like this, it doesn't really matter if you don't get the inside perfect. It depends how OCD you are and whether you can live with it being wrong on the inside. So just work that all around. I like to keep working it as the chemical reaction is happening. I believe it, in my experience anyway, it has produced a more even result because it's so hard to apply this stuff evenly throughout the surface. So there we go. We're just going to let that sit now. It's probably been worked in for 30 seconds or so, so we're just going to leave it for another 30 seconds and come back and neutralize it in some water. Okay folks, so that's been roughly a minute. We're going to follow the instructions and do it properly this time. Sometimes I get a bit creative. So here is a nice container of H2O. And we're just going to give this a good old wipe over. This is the advantage of course, having gloves on. I'm actually quite liking that color as it sits. So this will, like I said, largely depend on, you know, the composition of the metal as to how well it comes out the first time. You may find that you need to do this several times in order to get the result that you want. Metals that are like stainless steel will not really take to this super well. It once again depends on the grade of stainless steel. So looking at that, that's actually not that bad. I think I'm going to do it one more time to give a richer, deeper blue, but you can see the difference from the screwed section up here versus the section I've just blued. So we're going to do that one more time. So we'll put that off to the side again. Take a cap off our bluing as it goes everywhere. Oh dear, I've made a mess. As you can see, just doing the exact same thing again, spreading around as evenly as possible. Your cotton tip will also go dark as well as the chemical reacts with the steel. Right, let's let that rest for another minute. Let's put it back in the water again. I'm just going to grab that bit of paper towel that we used earlier, put a bit of water on it, and just give it a good old wipe over. Right, so we'll get rid of the gloves. Sorry, off camera I have just given it a good wipe over with a soft cotton cloth. So we'll put our water out of the way, and we are going to get rid of that bit. So hopefully this camera does it justice, but you can see where the screw section is versus the rest of it, substantially darker, nice blue color, and in my opinion it's going to match the rifle a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead and put this all back together, and I'm probably, while we're here, just going to put a touch of WD-40 on it. I really find that WD-40 brings out the beauty of the bluing. So just wipe that over. And of course, as we all know, WD-40 is a great rust preventer. So we'll just give that a quick wipe, get all the excess off. So I think that's even created a deeper color. So awesome, I'm really happy with that result. Now I just got to put my gun back together and do some more shooting as always. So if you have any questions, please hit me up in the comments down below. As always, please like and subscribe, share this with somebody you think will be interested in it. It all helps the channel and makes a big difference on my end, allows me to keep doing these little projects for you. So, like I said, 1873, your birdie replica, I will give you a full video on that in the near future. But until next time, happy shooting.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. And if you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Catch you next time.